We need to go investigate, because how many other Chidimas are out there beside this lady? How many other people have identification fraudulently? Because, Mrs. Host, what we are not looking at is this. As a person who is a non-South African, for example, living in South Africa, you obtained your papers, maybe the legal route, you went through the whole process. Now suddenly it's going to bring an issue of whereby the South Africans will also start questioning you who obtained your papers legally. How did you get your papers? Are we sure you're not one like our other African brothers who got their papers illegally in this country? So let me yield there, host. Thank you.
Okay. So the thing now is, as much as you just said that South Africans may not have personal issues with Chidima, they have taken the issues personally, because there are cases of cyberbullying. She's been threatened. She's been insulted every day. On 1 Million Lives, her face is there. She's the one being almost dragged like a scapegoat. So would you say that that is not personal, even though the fight is being brought to her doorstep? That's one question. The second question is, the crime, as we say, was probably done when Chidima was a child. And do you think that that is something that she should answer for as an adult right now?
Sorry, just repeat the second question. I didn't hear that. Sorry, my network went up and down a bit.
Oh, it's fine. Beda, can you please close your mic? Thank you. Mr. Anjuna, the second question is, the crime was supposedly committed when Chidima was a child. Do you think that is something she should answer to now that she's an adult?
Okay, on the first one about cyberbully. Look, bullying in any form, cyber or even physical bully, is wrong. It's wrong that she is suddenly being made the scapegoat for this situation. But like I'm saying, it's unfortunate that she is the face of fraudulent activities, of obtaining documentation fraudulently in South Africa. But this has been an issue that has been coming for many years. South Africans here on this live will tell you stories from 1990 coming all the way till modern day of identity theft happening in their country. So it's unfortunate that her case was caught out. Let me put it this way. Her case was caught out, because I'm sure there are many other cases like hers, but those people were probably never caught or never arrested, or it was never brought out into the public space. Unfortunately, she went to a public space, which is now Miss South Africa, to want to compete there. This is now why her face is splashed all over, and she's literally the face of what you call this fraudulent activity in South Africa. It's unfortunate. I do feel for her. But unfortunately, she put herself in that, and by wanting to go and compete at Miss South Africa, if she knew that she was, maybe let's say she was probably aware that her papers were illegal, why did she put herself in such danger? So in other words, she put herself out there, and people were gonna sniff around, and they sniffed around deep enough to find out that, hey man, something it's not 1 + 1 = 2 here. Something's wrong. The second question that you asked there, these things were done when she was a kid. Does she also need to answer for it? Most importantly, Mrs. Host, is this. One can exonerate her by saying, okay, she was a kid. We need the mom. In true entirety right now, we need the mom. We need her and the mom to come back here, and the father also included, because maybe he also played a role there. All three of them will have to answer. She's an accessory to a crime. She might never been the one who was there doing what they were doing. She probably doesn't even know how much the parents paid for her papers, but we need them all to come back. We need them to explain, because, for example, in Chidima's situation, as I mentioned, Mrs. Host, is that, and I mentioned this 2 weeks ago, I think a week ago when I was here, I said, what happens to everything Ms. Chidima obtained during her time of having a fraudulent South African paper? Such as maybe she got student funding to be able to go study. Maybe she got opportunities that are only put aside for South Africans. Those are questions that she will have to come and answer to. But most importantly, you are correct. It's the mother and the father who is needed here. It's unfortunate that she is the person who is the face of this thing, but she's the most, she's the famous person from the bunch, but she's an accessory to a crime. So yes, if I think, honestly speaking, the South African Ministry of Home Affairs and the security cluster would love to have all three of them back, because the mom and the dad are the two biggest suspects here. They have to answer. She was probably a kid, was unaware, and that can probably exonerate her. But she also needs to come and answer for charges placed against her. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Good evening. So South Africans are saying that Chidima has caused a lot of problems, basically. And she's not the first, and she's probably not the last person who is responsible in some sort of identity theft. However, Nigerians are saying South African women especially hate Chidima, and what they have for Chidima is jealousy, and they are personally chasing her. What do you think?
Yes, it's hate and jealousy. It's hate, in fact, and envy, because Chidima is a Nigerian. If she did not have a Nigerian attribute, you people would not have chased after her in this manner. That is the truth. There are others that have committed similar crime, and nobody is making them headline news anywhere. But because Chidima is Nigerian, and then she showed up for the Miss Universe Miss South Africa pageantry stuff, and then when you noticed, or the people noticed there, that she had a Nigerian father, everywhere turned loose. Now, coming back to the said crime, Chidima was 3 months probably. Let's look at a 3 months baby. What does a 3-month baby know about a crime committed by mother? Why don't South Africa, if South Africa means to be genuine, or is it that South Africans don't know how to apportion blame, or who to exactly pick when they are apportioning blame, or you just generalize blame? Why don't South Africa pick on the mother who committed the crime? If your mother stole something, somebody's food in the market, and gave you as a baby of 3 months or 4 months to eat, who stole the food? Is it you or the mother? It is clear it is the mother that stole the food. So why come to beat up a child that didn't know where the food was coming from, and you can't blame the child for that purpose? The child eats whatever you maybe send to the mouth of the child. So why now come to make the child to suffer consequences that you would have just gone to the source of the problem? Does South Africa don't know how to go to the source of the problem? As we speak, it is Mozambique that should face the problem, not even Nigeria, because it should be okay. The mother has Mozambican background, and whether the mother of the mother is a South African, maybe you should look at the family that the mother of the mother is from. But the reason why this is hate is because Chidima left, withdrew. You people first wrote a petition when she was contesting for Miss South Africa, and then she withdrew, went to the courts, and she withdrew. Then Nigeria now saw somebody's just being cyberbullied left, right, and center for no just cause. Can someone be bullied like this? They invited her, and then everybody saw the invite on social media, and then she accepted and came over. Your country still granted her flight tickets, whatever, to exit. So she left South Africa, came to Nigeria. Nigeria accepted her. Fortunately, she won Miss Universe Nigeria. Why the trail? In fact, South Africa came again to vote her out by voting another queen that was contesting, another Miss Kwara. All right, just to challenge her, even when she left. So it seems as if this enemy of it's as if it is satanically, motivated. Okay, now the dust seemed to have been calm. All of a sudden, when she now left for Mexico, from nowhere, these human beings from South Africa again wrote petition that she should withdraw. Was it her crime? The answer is no. How do you beat up a child for a crime that the father committed or the mother stole on his or her behalf? Let's say so. Even if she ate the food, the question is she didn't commit the crime. So the question is who committed the crime, which is the mother, to ransom and then leave the child. Coming to shame, says she's a product of this, and again it's because it's Nigerian. If she wasn't a Nigerian, because the beef went from when Chidima left South Africa, came to Nigeria, the beef just continued. All of a sudden it became, someone took it to social media to hire bull to Nigeria just to keep troubling for no reason, and then Nigeria fired back. and then the whole thing continues. So we see it as hate. It's not anything like if it wasn't hate. If it wasn't hate, you wouldn't look for when she's going to Mexico and then you file another petition for her to withdraw. Come on. Stop this hate. Stop this hate. It's too visible to the whole world that you hate us. And you hate Chidinma very openly.
Can I address you?
And it's very public.
Can I
yes,
address
go
you?
ahead. Go ahead. I will address
you.
Go ahead.
Okay. If you commit a crime in my country and then you go to another country, should you not be held accountable for the crime you committed in my country?
Hold the person. The person should be held accountable. The person, not another person. You don't come and hold my brother. You can't hold my brother for it.
Wait. According to the law of my land, if you are in possession of something that was stolen, you are held accountable. That's the law of my land. I don't need you to like it, but that's what it is, right?
Hold the person
what is
now.
it with South Africans saying? Wait,
Go ahead.
wait,
Go ahead.
You spoke. I let you speak. When people are accountable for crimes in your country, you can hold them accountable even if they leave.
You cannot go and hold a baby.
A crime
please.
is a crime.
There's no such law. There's no such crime again.
No. She is in possession of stolen.
There is no such crime.
But she is
not in possession of anything at that age.
Do you wanna have?
She's only a beneficiary.
Yourself? Do you wanna have this debate by yourself? Because I'm happy to mute and let you talk by yourself. Should I mute?
Well, just go ahead, but I believe if you say something, one can also answer you. Okay, go ahead. No, after that, I'll also respond to you. Go ahead.
You said a lot. You said a lot that I disagree with, but I gave you the courtesy to speak. So my thing is,
it was my turn to speak now.
Better Nigerian, can you please mute your mic for a second?
Allow me to speak. If you want me to speak, don't say as if you're giving me a privilege. I came to the club, you allowed me to come on. Don't make it a privilege. It's my right to speak if you gave me the chance to speak. That's it.
Better Nigerian, just mute your mic for a while so that he has the chance to review to what you said. Thank you.
All of a sudden, you wanna come here and say she was a child? No. You are the ones that said we should hold people accountable when they commit crimes in our country. She is in possession of stolen goods. And when we are holding her accountable, you then want to come here and say we shouldn't do it. Please pick your struggles. Also, don't tell us how to run our own country. Focus on yours and make sure that you make it run. We decide how we deal with people who commit crimes in our country, and we decide who we feel wants to represent us in terms of who we feel best represented by. If you don't like it, stay in Nigeria and decide your things there.
Better Nigerian.
Yeah.
We can get your response now.
Thank you. For the fact, Chidinma is not representing South Africa. The question is that Chidinma left South Africa, withdrew from it, and then came to Nigeria, and now she's representing Nigeria. And then you say she still has questions to answer when she didn't steal. We maintain the person didn't commit the crime. Now, your whatever Ministry of Water Affairs gave some time, I think, that they should come and clear themselves and things like that, and they turn it down like they are not interested. But what we say basically is, who committed the crime is not the baby, is the mother. Call the mother to come back. Don't come and be calling the child. Because if you put yourself in that shoe where your mother committed a crime, you say, and then the food is found in your possession, how would a child know? In this case, it's because it's an ID that, okay, a child has been able to use or can use for whatever case. But we are talking about solving a problem. You go to the root. Who picked the thing? You can easily withdraw it from Chidinma if you don't want Chidinma to hold the ID. Okay, but who will be held most accountable is the mother and not Chidinma. Coming to bastardize Chidinma all over the world, and this, at this time, it shows if she was representing South Africa, you can say withdraw, call her back. But to do this at this time means it's totally hate. And if she was not a Nigerian, this would not have been. It's hate, period.
That's absolutely incorrect. That's absolutely
not
incorrect.
incorrect.
You cannot speak for us.
Ganda, I have a question
Yes,
for you
no.
because I have to drop real quick.
Question. Forget the fraudulent thing. We can discuss that later. Even in terms of representation, as South Africans, we get to decide what we feel best represents us. I'll give you a simple example. In South Africa, a lot of people knew that South Africa is good at rugby, but we as South Africans, especially black South Africans, we started feeling as though we were in tune with the team when we had a captain in Siya Kolisi that we felt represented us. South Africans get to represent, or South Africans rather get to decide what best represents them, right? So from a representation perspective, we get to decide that for ourselves, number one. Number two, as far as the whole fraudulent thing is concerned, if you are in possession of stolen goods, you can't come here and defend that when you know the law of the land in question is against that. So don't come here and try to justify things. Yes, she's a child. Good to know. However, she is still in possession of a stolen good. If I buy a stolen car from my friend, I might have not been the one who did the hijacking, but I am the one who is in possession of a stolen good. The least I could do is come and say, hey, I didn't know, but I'm happy to admit that this was a stolen good. Here's my question to you, Besa Nigerian. Do you admit that Chidima is in possession of a stolen good? Simple question.
Do you admit that the mother stole it?
Is she in possession of a stolen good?
Did the
I'm asking you a
mother
direct
steal
question.
it? Did the mother steal it?
Where Shembe? I didn't
Did
ask
the
you who
mother
stole.
steal it?
I'm
You
saying,
are passing the buck. It's
my
buck
word.
passing.
Oh my word.
This child was a baby. That is what I'm trying. If it is in courts, somebody has to argue it with you that a child
Is
cannot
she-
be held accountable
is
for the
she-
crime,
Is she,
whether she's holding it
is
or
she
not.
in possession of a stolen good? I'm asking
Did
a
the
simple
mother
thing.
steal
Is
it?
she in
Did the mother
possession?
steal it? Did the mother steal it? I won't answer you that question that way.
I
Did
worry-
the mother steal it?
I worry-
Because
I
I want
worry-
you to
Better
get the
Nigeria, can I
sense.
take over my brother?
I want you to get
I
the
worry-
sense
I
of the
worry
question.
about-
What you're asking is you want to put
I worry-
it in your
I worry-
direction.
I worry
But I
about your
also
level
have
of
to tell
education.
you,
I'm worrying
it's
about
your
your
level of education too that
I'm
I
asking a
worry
simple
about.
thing.
Don't ask me the question because you have not answered the
is
first
she
question.
In possession,
Okay, how
is
did she get?
in
How did she
possession
get
of a
it?
stolen good?
How did she
Is
get
she
it?
in possession of a stolen
She has
good?
an
Is she in
ID
possession of a stolen good?
that the mother stole, not her. Period.
Is she in possession of a stolen good? It's a very simple question, bro.
Who stole it?
My nephew is
Who
8.
gave her?
He can answer this question.
Who gave her? I don't
Is
care.
she
I
in
don't give a damn
possession?
who can answer it. But I'm asking you the source of the question. Who stole it and who
So
gave
you're
it
not
to
gonna
her?
answer my question.
I won't answer that
Answer my
question.
question.
Yes, I can answer your question because you have not
Okay.
answered the first question.
Okay.
The first question is who stole it? How can you come and blame a child? How can you come and blame a child for what she didn't commit?
Good. Is she in possession of a stolen good? It's a very simple question. I don't know why you are dilly-dallying about this, bro.
Why are you
Is she in
dilly-dallying
possession of a
about
stolen
who
good?
stole it? You are running away from the main question and asking a frivolous question.
Is she in
The question
possession?
doesn't apply.
Is she in possession of a stolen good?
She is in possession of an
I feel
ID.
like this question is simple
Period.
enough.
It's not simple. It's not
Let's move
simple.
on. Let's move on.
Was the identity stolen?
The question
identity
is not.
stolen?
The
Yes or
question
no?
doesn't apply.
Don't
It's
make
not
noise.
applicable.
You're making noise. You're making noise. You're making noise.
Because you're asking
Is she in
a
possession of a
question
stolen
that
good?
is
It's a
invalid.
very simple question.
She
Is
has
she
an
in
ID. She
possession
has
of a
an
stolen
ID.
good? I
Hold
don't
the
know why you
mother.
keep
Don't
making
ask.
noise.
No, you are the
Was
you are
the
the one. You're the one
identity- was the
insisting on
identity
what
stolen?
is not necessary.
Ganda.
I cannot
Was
answer
the
an unreasonable
identity
question.
stolen?
It was
My
stolen by
brother,
the mother,
Ganda, can I-
right? That's
Ganda,
what you claim.
Can I help
Direct
you? Can I help you
question
quickly?
to the
Can I help you
source.
quickly?
Please do.
You always like
I'm
to.
losing-
I will
I'm
not,
losing
I will
brain
not
cells,
shift
bro.
my
Please
own
answer.
ground. Hold the mother accountable. You're trying to shift it to the child, and I'm
losing
trying to
brain
tell you
cells,
you are
you know.
wrong.
I'm losing brain cells, bro.
Okay. Thanks.
Yo,
Ganda,
Please
don't go
help.
nowhere. Oh, Ganda, can we, I want us to talk.
Wait.
Ganda, I want us